Alright everybody, welcome back. We're on to the third video. This is going to be the final one where we're going to complete this final top row, all the rhythms and steps needed to do so, and then when we're done this whole thing is going to be complete. So, as you may have noticed in the last video, you had a yellow X up on top. That's what we want to do. Once these two rows are complete, we need to get a yellow X on top just like we did to start with the white bottom. I want to show you how to do that, so let's pretend we didn't get lucky. We got the worst case situation and we only have a yellow here, and then these don't really matter yet. You're either going to end up with three patterns that actually matter. One yellow in the middle, a yellow V that faces obviously one of the corners, or a yellow that goes across. In this situation, we got the one, so we're going to have to do this rhythm I'm about to show you 3 times. Alright, so let's get started. Being that we don't have the V, we don't have the one that goes from left to right, we can start facing any way. It does not matter. We're going to do the same rhythm. So, the way I remember this one, just a little saying, front, right, up, front. So front side, right side, up being top side. The first moves are going to be clockwise, 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 counterclockwise, counterclockwise, counterclockwise. So it's easier to see than explain, so here we go. Clockwise, 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 counterclockwise, counterclockwise, counterclockwise. Now we got our V here. Ignore this one, it doesn't matter at this time. We got the little V that we needed facing one of the corners. So if you would have started with this one, then we'd be on to the step that we're at now. And where it actually matters which way it's facing. When you have this V, you want it to be facing away from you. This is going to be your front that we're going to do first. This is going to be your right. Okay? So we're going to do the exact same thing. Front, right, up, front. Now we have the line. If you got the line from the start, you'd only have to do this one time. And again, being the line, it actually matters. It needs to be facing from left to right. It doesn't matter which way it's facing as long as it's left to right. You need it going horizontally, not vertically. Alright? So here we go. We're ready to do it the final time. Front counterclockwise, right counterclockwise, up clockwise. I think I said counter the other ones, but we're going clockwise. My apologies. Counterclockwise on the right side, counterclockwise on the top, counterclockwise on the front. Alright, so we got the X we needed. Ignore these because we got to move on to these later. We just need the X. So we got it. Alright, so the next step is just like we did on the white side. You got to make sure that these are on the right side, so these would all have to be the same color. Obviously they're not. We got one here right now. You give this a turn, you can have two. You can always have two sides that match up, and that's what you got to do to start. So give it a turn and see what you can get. Let's see, we got blue, that didn't do it. Green, alright, so we got orange and we got green matching. The blue and the red don't match, so those are the two that we're going to have to fix. It's either going to be one of two ways, just like it was with the white. You're either going to have them side by side like this, or across. So if it was the green and the blue that was matching, then these wouldn't match. Once in a blue moon, they'll all match and you won't even have to do this rhythm, but it's not likely, so let's pretend we didn't. If they were across from each other, you would want to start with one of the right sides facing you. So one of the completed sides or the colors on the right side, so either, let's say it was greens, all greens facing you, the completed blue facing away. Now being we got them side by side, you need to have one facing to the right and one facing away from you. Now, if they were across from each other, you'd do this rhythm one time, and then you'd end up with them side by side, and you'd be where we're at now. So we actually only have to do this rhythm one time. Alright, so we got the green facing the right, the orange facing the back, and then we're ready to go. This is pretty simple. The right side and the top side are the only things that are going to move. Now, the right side is just going to go back and forth, clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise. The top is going to continue to move the same direction the whole time, clockwise. Alright? So let's get started. You're going to start on the side. You're going to go clockwise, clockwise, just like I said. Now reverse on the side. The top keeps going in the same direction. Now we're going back up on the side, and this is when you know you're done. You got your bottom two whites right here, so you'll know you're done. You got to take 2 turns with this because you want to get that white lined up. And then bring it back down, and then 1 final turn. There you go. All 4 of those are where they need to be, and we can move on to the next step. Alright, so the next step is just these 4 corners, and that's it. So what you want to do is find a corner that's got the right colors. It doesn't necessarily have to be facing the right way as long as it's got the right colors. In this situation, we got the right colors here, and it's facing the right way. It doesn't really matter at this point, but this would be the one we want to start with. If none of these were in the right spot, basically none of these colors matched, like yellow, blue, red, well, obviously this one doesn't match. If all 4 of them were like that, you would do this rhythm, not matter which way you're facing it, you would do it 1 time, and then eventually one of these corners would match. So we're already there. We got 1 corner that matches. So you're going to start this rhythm with this facing you forward on the right side, right where it's at right now. What you're going to do is the top is going to go back and forth, and then the sides are going to go back first and then forward first. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. So you're going to start on top. You're going to go towards the side that you move first, or clockwise, and then you're going to go clockwise. Then the top, like I said, is going to go the opposite direction. You're going to go back again. Then you're going to come back over this way, you're going to go forward, and you come back over, and you go forward. I know I switched up my words quite a few times there, but you can watch it on the video and see how I do it. I'm actually going to do it again here. Keep this corner facing you, it's still the right corner, but we haven't gotten it yet. Sometimes you got to do it twice. This still isn't where it needs to be, so we got to do it 1 more time. I like the front-back terminology, so we're going to go towards it, back, then the other way, back, and then the other way, forward, and then back towards there, and forward. Now you can see that these are all in the corner they need to be in. Now these 2, they don't face the way they need to be, but they're in the right corner. These 2 are facing the way they need to be. It's rare, but sometimes I've had all 4 of these just pop up and I'm done. Most of the time you're going to have at least a few that you need to rotate to get them facing the right way. So that's what we're going to do now. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with this cube, or one of the cubes that needs to be fixed in that same front right corner. So let's start with this one. On this situation, you're just going to move the right and the bottom. It's a 4-step move, and you got to do all 4 of these steps every time. You'll see what I mean in a second. So they're both going to start by going counterclockwise and then clockwise. And it's just back and forth, and you can continue to do it till you're done. You'll know you're done because the yellow is going to be lined up here. You'll see what I mean. So down, away, and now reverse, back up, back towards you. That was 4, so let's just do it again. You just keep doing that over and over again, and eventually that yellow cube is going to be where it needs to be. There you go. That yellow cube is where it needs to be. It's lined up. So you got to complete it. Get it up on top. The 4th one is always this bottom. You got to make sure that you turn that back before you can move on from here. So that cube is fixed. So now we need to fix this other cube. Do not turn the cube, just turn the top row, so the cube that you need to correct is in that same front right corner, and then you just start the exact same rhythm. You go down, away from you, back up, towards you, down, away from you, back up. You can see it's where it belongs now, so that didn't take as long. And you can see from here it's real easy to complete. There you go. How simple was that? Only 3 videos in about 30 minutes. So we're at about 9 minutes 20 seconds, so I'm going to take this time real quick. We're going to do a quick ass wiping video. I don't want to leave you guys totally empty-handed there. Try to beat it under 10 minutes. So obviously you just get a wad of toilet paper. Some people go with the ball-up effect. I don't like doing that. You never know when a finger's going to go through. Terrible situation, especially if you got long nails. I always say, take the time, get a nice fold in, then you really rely on this thing. Now, being I've been here for about 30 minutes, I'd say I'm going to jump in the shower, utilize the benefits of a removable shower head, if you know what I mean. So wish me luck and good luck on your cube. Have fun.